Friends and viewer, good day. Previously, yesterday, I had introduced with you one of the famous novel of Franz Kafka, Metamorphosis, and today I came with his another novel, The Trial by Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka is a well-known writer. He born in 1883 and he died in 1924, one of the greatest writer of all time. He was a German language writer. He spent a disturbed early life, mainly account of his selfish, domineering father. Anyhow, that he had written The Trial, The Metamorphosis, In the Penal Colony, The America, and The Castle. He died at the age of 40. So this novel, The Trial, is one of the best novel of the Nauvla of the Franz Kafka. And today I'm going to tell you about what lies in this novel. So the story of this novel begins one morning about the hero of this novella is one Mr. Joseph K. At his 30th birthday, two policemen came to his boarding house and informed him that he is under arrest. Joseph, a successful chief clerk of a bank, is not informed of his wrongdoing. After confusing interrogation, he is told to go to work as usual. Late that night, he goes to the room of another boarder, Fraulein Berstner, whom he kisses unexpectedly. Joseph is assigned a date for his first hearing. He travels to the courtroom located in a poor tenement building. At his hearing, he stands before a large audience and lambasts the legal system. As Joseph leaves, the judges inform him that his conduct will deprive him of his benefit these hearings generally confer. The next week, Joseph is notified of another hearing, but he turns up to the courthouse anyway. He finds it empty save for his young stewardess. He flirts with him until a law student carries her off to see a judge. Soon after her husband, a court usher arrives. He shows Joseph around the legal offices. The oppressive air in the offices stifles Joseph, and he becomes so faint that he must be led to fresh air. Joseph tries repeatedly to contact Fraulein Berstner, but she ignores him. A few days later, Joseph hears moaning sound as he prepares to leave work for the evening. He opens a supply closet to discover the policeman who arrested him being brutally whipped. They claim they are being punished because of Joseph denounced their conduct in his hearing. Joseph is deeply disturbed but shuts the door and leaves to avoid detection by a co-worker. Joseph's uncle Carl visits him at work and Carl is gotten wind of Joseph's trial and is concerned. He takes Joseph to see Herr Huld, a friend of his who works as a lawyer. At Huld's house, they meet the lawyer who is ill and bedridden. High-ranking court official also happens to be present, but he ignores Joseph, and Joseph leaves the room to flirt with Huld's mate, Leni. Afterward, Carl tells Joseph that his indecorous absence has damaged his case. At work, Joseph dwells on his trial and neglects important client. Finally, he sees one, but is so absent-minded that Joseph rivals the bank's deputy director, takes over the case, a blow to Joseph's career ambitions. The client, having heard of Joseph's trial, recommend he meet a court portrait named Titoroli. Joseph takes the painter address and leaves work, letting his rival take on his other client as well. Joseph finds Titoroli apartment as a rich cluster of tenements. The painter offers to help Joseph and explain the types of acquittal Joseph may receive. Tiroli reveals that no accused ever seems to gain a meaningful acquittal. Trials either continue interminably or end in conviction. Increasingly preoccupied about this lack of progress, Joseph decides to fire his lawyer. He goes to Hull's, where he meets another of the lawyer's client, a tradesman named Block. Block is obsessed with his legal proceeding, which have gone for 5 years. When Joseph tells Blocks and Leany that he plans to fire Holt, they try to restrain him, but he reaches Holt's office. Holt tries surprisingly insistently to win Joseph back, but Joseph is not swayed. At the end of their meeting, Holt summons Block, who grovels at the lawyer's bedside. It is revealed that the pathetic tradesman often sleeps up Holt's in the hopes of getting an audience with the lawyer. Joseph agrees to give a tour of the local cathedral to an important Italian client of bank. However, the Italian does not show up. Instead, a priest climbs to the pulpit and addresses Joseph by his name. The priest reveals that he is a prison chaplain, and Joseph summoned to the cathedral to speak about his trial. Chaplain tells Joseph a mysterious parable about multiple gatekeepers guarding the way to the law, which is intended to characterize the law. On the eve of Joseph's 31st birthday, one year of his arrest, two men come to his room. They escort him to a quarry on the outskirts of town, where they thrust a knife into his heart. Joseph, ashamed of his death, utters the final praise. He was killed by the two policemen with a knife, and his last word was, and he said, I am dying like a dog, he said. It is a shame if it should outlive him. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of this novel, The Trial. So there are many characters involved in this, and you know, the style and the way, the theme of Kafka's way and style. He always write an absurdity about aimlessness and baselessness of life, and he suffers himself from severe discrimination of his own time. Thank you very much. I hope you will enjoy this novel.